Nia Dennis's viral floor routine is an example of how gymnasts are breaking free from cultural norms. I'm Dometi Pongo, and this is MTV News Need to Know. On Saturday, a college gymnastics competition between UCLA and Arizona State became a star-making moment for gymnast Nia Dennis, who lit up the mat and the internet. Her floor routine incorporated music by Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce, Tupac, Missy Elliott, Soulja Boy, and Megan Thee Stallion. The video of her routine, shared to Twitter by UCLA, has been viewed over 6 million times and even caught the attention of celebs. Simone Biles, 19-time Olympic gold medalist, tweeted, "Okay, Nia Dennis, do the damn thing, girl. This was so fun to watch. Keep killing it." Dennis is part of a growing number of black gymnasts in a historically predominantly white sport, and it's her second time going viral. In 2019, she took the internet by storm with choreography inspired by Homecoming, the film that provided a behind-the-scenes look into Beyonce's iconic performance celebrating HBCU culture. While Saturday's routine scored a near-perfect 9.95 and clinched a UCLA win, the video doesn't just reflect Dennis's skills. It was also an artful piece of self-expression in a sport where individualism hasn't necessarily been encouraged. She told Los Angeles Daily News, "This routine definitely reflects everything that I am today as a woman. And of course, I had to incorporate a lot of parts of my culture. I wanted to have a dance party because that's my personality. And of course, I had to shout out LA because we out here, UCLA." By highlighting black artistry and movement, the performances reflect Nia's culture. But do they also reflect a cultural shift in gymnastics as a whole? In the past few years, a number of scandals involving USA Gymnastics have come to light that have been covered up for decades. Netflix's 2020 documentary Athlete A is a deep dive into its abusive history, where gymnasts' every move is being controlled by coaches. It highlights a distinct shift in the culture in 1976, when a 14-year-old Romanian girl by the name of Nia Dennis received the first perfect tens in Olympics history and 3 gold medals. She became known for showing little emotion and being relatively despondent compared to other kids her age. Her coaches, Bella and Marta Caroli, had been handpicked by Romania's dictator at the time. Witnesses say that Dometi was being beaten, starved, and essentially controlled by her coaches. Nadia's success started a worldwide trend of grooming extremely young girls and training them under harsh conditions. Former U.S. gymnastics national champion Jennifer Say said in Athlete A, "I think that people really believe that for the more difficult skills to be performed, you had to be tiny." There's also the benefit of the coaches having more control when the girls are younger. Adopting corporal punishment while recruiting very young girls expanded the scope of abuse in USA Gymnastics that made athletes vulnerable to predators like Larry Nassar, a former USA Gymnastics doctor who was accused of sexual misconduct by over 500 women and girls. He was sentenced to 175 years in prison for the sexual assault of minors. In fact, Simone Biles was one of 200 women to testify against him, and she's pursuing a lawsuit against USA Gymnastics for failing to protect her. As Inside Hook wrote, "It's hard to overstate the scandal. Biles is undeniably the greatest athlete, male or female, to ever compete in the sport. Imagine, for a moment, if Michael Jordan had been abused by a Bulls team doctor and sued the NBA in the middle of one of his championship runs. It'd be on the front page of every paper." So when Biles tells another young black woman to keep killing it, it's not just a celebration of a flawless execution. It's because every time we see this form of self-expression, it represents more ways that gymnasts are breaking free from old norms. I'm Dometi Pongo, and that's what you need to know.